I'll be joined by Mr Mkandla, Themba Mkandla, who is a funding specialist. The reason why I asked him to do this, it's because I know a lot of people that wants to start a business, or some they've already started a business, but they're struggling to expand. They would like to expand, but because of funds, they can't expand. So, Mr Mkandla, he is a funding specialist. He will be sharing with us on how they help entrepreneurs get funding or expand their businesses. I'm just waiting for him to join. I'm not sure if he's struggling because we started this live very late. We're struggling with him connecting technology. Hey.
Our apologies, guys. Seriously.
Please,
Yes.
so you were still answering the question that I asked, Ubana. So how do you guys then help somebody who has got a business idea? They don't even know what a business plan is. They don't even know where to start, but they've got this great idea. You see, good to listen. This would kill it. This would make money. How do you help those?
Okay. Now, what we do, we obviously want to consult with the person first to find out what their idea is, and I don't know if they haven't started their business, then it becomes easy for them to work with us, because we have a program. We have a program. In fact, we have got 3 programs. One program is we would give you the material, and then you would see for yourself. You would read, and maybe, I don't know, but we give you guidelines. Listen, this is how you would do this if you wanted to work alone. You buy that program from us. But if maybe you feel, no, I think I need a hand to hold me, then we have a program where we actually help people through a 12-week period, where we ensure that over that 12-week period, the entrepreneur has addressed most of the risk areas that funders and investors will normally perceive. So over the 12-week period, normally we have done this, we have tested it. We actually set up the first accelerator in East London. Was our accelerator in Southern Wood, and it was to test exactly this thing. So now, over the 12-week period, the person will be ready for investment. That's what we do. But then we have another program as well, then, which is the last program. The first one is you do it for yourself. We give you the tools, you do it for yourself. The second, we work together. You know, you look over our shoulder, we look over your shoulder to make sure that you're doing the things that we want you to be doing. And then the third one is where we actually do it for you. Now, the do it for you actually works for it works for entrepreneurs that are already established, that don't even have time. You know, an established entrepreneur that has a track record already, and they come to us and they say, listen, we would want to expand the business. We're looking for so many million. How can we help? How can you help us? Then what we do is we give him that product, where we actually assist him with development of the business plan, packaging, and submission of the application. Yeah. And critically important in all these entrepreneurs, although I haven't seen the other entrepreneurs, I wish I had. But critically important in all this is that your primary task as an entrepreneur, is to reduce risk in your business, is to reduce risk and uncertainty. Now, all businesses have got risk. When we talk of risk, we are talking of what if something wrong happens? What if people don't buy the product? What if the price is high? What if we don't have the skills to produce a quality product that will delight our customers? What if management do not have the skills to properly manage the business? What if? Now, the what ifs are many. So as an entrepreneur, your primary task is to reduce that risk. So over the 12-week period, for the guys that choose to work with us, our sole purpose over that period is to help you reduce these risks, so that by the end of the 12-week period, you present your application to funders and investors, and you get funded.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on what you're saying, when you're done working with them, whether they're existing or new, who submits the application? Do you guys submit for them, or they submit for themselves?
Yes, okay. That's a question that gets asked quite often, Nomsa. We always want to empower our entrepreneurs. We always want to 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 help them to grow, so that in our absence they are able to function. So what we do is we actually request them to do that. We can sit down and talk about where to submit, and maybe the right people to submit, the inside people in those, within those funding institutions. Listen, go ask for this person and submit this thing to them. But we always insist that the entrepreneurs needs to stand up and do the work, because it's her business. It's her business, and at some time in future we will not be there to do the things for her. Yeah.
Okay. And I know another thing, you also help when somebody, if you're already working with someone, I know you also help when someone is going to pitch. I know you also you also help in that area.
When somebody is going to pitch, yes, certainly. It's a specialization that we have excelled in. We have excelled in preparing people to do pitches, and all people that were prepared for pitching, they have come back with positive results. Okay, I mean, some people will say, Themba, you're saying this because you're pitching your business, but that is the truth. Yes, that's the truth.
No, it is
if
the
you
truth,
want
because
references,
it is the truth, because I remember when I met you, ne? I won't mention the business names, it's a big entity. When I met you, it was I was still new in that, like I was still raw in business, when I met you, we were pitching, but there was a program we were doing. You were one of the judges or the facilitators, and I think in the room, I was, because I know most of the guys that were there, they were already in business, they're already doing business, but I pitched, but that was before we connected, me and you. You were one of the panelists, grilling us.
yeah,
Grilling us there.
yeah.
So I pitched, and I did so well, more than the guys that have been in business for the longest time. And I think that's the reason why you were like, girl, you go far. That's how I connected with you. And I remember after that program, we then connected because you could see the potential in me. And that's how we started our relationship. I remember after that, I was gonna go pitch for now money, not for the program. I remember I was gonna go pitch for money. I was like, hey, yes, hey, I'm going to pitch, man. This is what I've written. Please look at it. What do you think? And you're like, okay, cool, it's nice, but do this, say this, add this, remove this, subtract this, and I won. Like, I won because of Mr. Mkandla, guys. Come on, this guy, yo. I came back with the money, and like I'm saying, I was still raw. I knew nothing about pitching, you know what I'm saying? And I won through his guidance, through his help. I won, and I'm grateful till this day. So that is why I was like, if I'm having access to such, I might as well share it with other people, especially it's Women's Month, guys. It's high time we start our own businesses. It's high time we don't depend on 9 to 5, because we've got this mentality of 9 to 5. If you are 9 to 5 and that is it, and I can tell you now, 9 to 5 can never get you rich. You'll never get rich with 9 to 5 only, so this is an opportunity. If you know there's a business you want to start, get connected to Mr. Mkandla. He'll help you. Like he's saying, he'll hold your hands. There are many options on how he can work with you. Mr. Mkandla, there's a question here. Uti, it's from Lusanda. She's asking, do you assist with funding on any kind of businesses, or you've got specific businesses that, excuse me, you help, or you help any kind of business?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Yes, it's a common question as well. We are not sector specific, meaning that we work with sectors across the board. Yes, across the board, but important to note is that there is no way that we can know all industries, because the foundation of putting together a bankable funding application is good knowledge, good exposure to an industry. So what we then do is, in some industries where we find that we don't have enough knowledge, we then partner with other service providers. We've got strategic partners in the consulting space. So we partner with other service providers to say, listen, service provider, we've got a client like this. This client is not coming out of us here, but what we need you to do, we need to come in with your expertise and assist in this, that, and that. So yes, we do assist across the board also. Yeah.
Okay, Lusanda, I hope your question has been answered. And yeah, so what else do I want to ask Gonje? Normally, when an application, the ones you've done before, normally an application, once it's submitted, it normally takes how long, plus or minus how long, for them to respond, Uguti, we're gonna fund you or not? How long do the investors take to respond, or does it depend on one investor to the other, or the type of business?
Funders are different, investors are different as well. You see, there is two general forms of financing a business. You can finance it through debt that, you know, a loan from a funder, but you can also finance it through equity, through an investor. You know, you sell your concept, and if that world is also so big, there's a lot of investors, you know, around us, and you find in a lot of instances we waste too much time wanting to get debt finance when in fact we can get equity finance. Equity is funding that gets invested in your business by somebody who also becomes a shareholder in your business. Yeah, but now the funders, they are quite different. They are different. There's development funders, your IDCs, your NEFs, and your CFAs. Those are development funders. And development funders, you will agree with me that government being government, they take their own time. So normally what we tell our customers, listen, look at anything, you know, plus minus 3 months, you know. So it could go up to 3 months, actually. It actually goes up to 3 months sometimes, but sometimes it even goes further than that, you know, beyond 3 months. Now, obviously, the turnaround time of your application will depend also on how responsive you are, because what happens is, you know, I've never seen a business a funding application submitted and sometime they reply and say, listen, we're giving you the money. It doesn't happen like that. It's not a zero to hero thing. You know, there's a the funders the funders will get back to you, for example, you know, when looking at an application, and they will say, listen, we're not happy with what you put here. We don't think your electricity costs reflect, you know, the actual environment that we're having in our country. So the cost of energy here is underestimated, hugely underestimated. Can you please look at it and see how you can correct it? And then they bring the business plan and they say, listen, how about this? Can you maybe revise that so that it talks to that? Because remember that these guys also have got teams, you know, credit teams. So they are looking at all those things. So the sooner you respond to those things, the better. That is why, in fact, when us is NOMSA, we stay with our client until approval, until the application is approved. And to do that, we have a tool in our fee structure that ties us, to the applicant until the application is approved. But the first step, maybe let me mention this, and let me also give them accolades as well. The fastest application that we got was 6 weeks. 6 weeks turnaround. 6 weeks turnaround. Yes, it was. Yeah, it came from a development funder. Do you believe that? You would think development funders don't do that. It came from a development funder. This is a fund. I must give them accolades. I must give credit where it's due so that I can encourage them. The biggest challenge that we have in this country about small businesses is that we have a development finance sector, funding sector that is not responsive to the needs of small business. They are not responsive. I can sit anywhere, on the highest mountain and actually say this. I can tell it to the minister of small business and say, listen, minister, we have got a challenge. Your development agents, funding agencies are not, they're not coming to the table. So what I'm saying is, Imasisi and the fund managed to give us funding within 6 weeks. And it wasn't an easy, it was not even an easy deal. It was not an easy deal. But Imasisi and the fund funded us, and the lady, our customer, she took over a service station that had not been operational for 2 years.
Wow.
Meaning there were no efforts as well, but they believed in her, they believed in us, and today she's winning accolades left, right, and center. So yes, turnaround times are very different. AMA development funders, they certainly take their time, and sometimes they don't even want to respond, or there's a lot of challenges in that space. But having been in the space for some time, we now also understand how to navigate our way around them. Yes, I can, very loud and clear. No? Yeah.
Okay, so on what you were saying, and on the question that I asked, what makes investors not to fund Abantu? So I made an example with me where we met. I remember when I was pitching and when I was giving what I need, the amounts of the equipment that I needed, they were so unrealistic. For an example, a machine with 10,000, I said, this machine costs 50,000, this one 100,000, this one 200,000. All my prices were up there, and forgetting to these people that I'm pitching to, these investors, they're very aware of what I'm looking for, or they know what I'm looking for. So what I was saying is, I think some investors, the minute they see your proposal or your application and they see this is not on, this person is saying this machine worth 5,000 is saying it's worth 20, blah blah blah, they'll be like, this one is taking chances, and they'll just take your application and throw it away. I think that's one of the reasons when you do an application, if you're going to do it on your own, you need to be realistic, you need to be honest. Even if you do a markup, but it mustn't be you're over 100%, because that's what I did. I mean, I said over 100%. I remember the other machine was worth 5,000, and I said this machine is worth 50,000. And Lalel, I lied and lied and lied, and the manager was like, Sisi, who do you think we are here? Who do you think we are? Why are you lying? This machine is not worth that amount. If this was not a practice, I would disqualify you right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Nomsa. You're right. Eventually, your lie will catch up with you. It will catch up with you because in most instances, funders, they pay direct to the supplier. They don't kind of give you the cash. Yes, there are some that actually put the money in your account. I've worked with a lot of them that do that. But a lot of them actually, they deposit the money to the supplier where you want to buy whatever you want to buy. So eventually that does catch up with you.
It does. And also, I think also, even if you can give them the prices, they don't just, even though they pay to the supply, I'm sure they also do their research. I'm sure they also double check the prices you gave are correct.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true. Yeah. Yes. Now, the other things, maybe the other things that are critically important. It's important for Onassis Nomsa for you to offer something that stands out, something that's unique. It's very, very important, because on the basis of that uniqueness, you are then able to build a business that has competitive advantage, that has got an advantage in the marketplace because of that difference. So it's critically important. That is what we sit on, when you're going, you're working with us through over the 12-week period. We look at some of those things to say, what's your uniqueness?
Yes.
Where are you unique? What's your unique value proposition? How
Exactly.
are you nailing? Yes, how are you nailing the customer's problem? Because the more you know the problem that you are solving, the more successful you become, the more customers that you get. Now, when I talk about nailing a problem, like, for example, the problem that entrepreneurs have, the problem of accessing funding, the better I can get a result that is positive, the more the word spreads out and the more people will actually come to me. So that's critically important. In any business plan, you need to show us, where is the competitive advantage? Where do you have an advantage over your competition?
Exactly.
Critically, yes. Critically important as well. In fact, this, after you have proven market acceptance, after you have shown funders and investors that your product has been well received by markets, the second thing that you need to show them is that you have an effective and efficient team. Your team is critically important. In fact, you are the jockey. You riding the horse. So
yes,
they are looking at, does she have the skills? Does she have the expertise? Does she have the exposure in that industry? Does she have a background? Has she ever worked? Or, they look at you as the driver. And I will advise entrepreneurs at all times. I'll advise you. Although I know myself it's not easy, but it's always better when you are teams, when you are more than one, a team of two. It's always better to have a team of two, especially if a business is starting from scratch. Because what they say, one person will not have all the skills that are required to start a startup. Now, a startup, the two critical skills to start a startup, a business from scratch, the two critical skills are the technical skills to produce the product. If you are in clothing, the technical skill to sew, the technical skill to design the product. That's a technical skill. I'm a fashion designer. That's the skill that they want. So you need to have a technical skill in a startup. But in addition, you also want to have a selling skill that's critically important. Without it, you're not going nowhere. So now the question then becomes, you are the technical guy. Where is the sales guy? And that sales guy must know their story. Yes. So that's, yeah. So a capable team is critically important. It's very, very important. There's a book called Good to Great, written by a guy called Jim Collins. Now, Jim Collins was studying the top companies that were performing well in the United States at a particular time. And from the study, you wanted to find out what is it that these companies were doing that the other companies were not doing. So he discovered that it is putting in place a capable team. You need to put in place a capable team. Jim Collins said, take your team, the right people, and put them in the bus. And put them in the right seats. When you talk of right seats, you're talking in the right, if somebody is going to be doing sales, they must have the background and the skills for sales. If somebody is going to be doing technical, they must have that. Get the people, put them in the bus, put them in the right seat. Take those people that are inside the bus that don't have the right seats, take them out. And then once you are inside, the people inside will decide where the bus is going. That is the vision. It's being formulated by people that are going to drive this bus. So a capable team is critically important for funders. Also critically important is to understand your numbers. Numbers are important. Funders want to know what is the gross profit margin. How much do you make? You know, if you buy an item for 10 rand and you sell it for 15 rand, how much gross profit do you make? That is gross profit before you take out any other overheads. There's a lot of overheads in a business. So they will want you to know what your gross profit margin is. It's a simple thing. Gross profit margin, you take your gross profit. If you are selling a thing for 15 rand and you bought it for 10 rand, so it's 15 rand less 10 rand, so your gross profit is 5 rand. Now, gross profit margin, you simply say 5 rand divided by your selling price, which is 15 rand, times 15%, then you will get your gross profit margin. It's about 33% in this case. So now, why? Because investors and funders will compare your businesses, how your business performs with similar businesses in the same industry. They will say, now this guy makes 33% gross profit margin, but the average gross profit margin in this industry is 50%, then there is a problem. You understand? You understand? Then there is a problem. They will start asking,
a big one.
Why are you making? Yes, a big problem. It's better if maybe you're making a higher gross profit margin, but still they will ask you, because then they will begin maybe questioning how you actually got that gross profit margin. But what is critically important is to know your numbers, know your gross profit margin, know your net profit margin. At least if you can just know those two, just know those two. Know your gross profit margin, know your net profit margin. That's at least you have gone a long way towards showing them that you understand your business. But critically important too is to show your track record. You have a track record. If it's a startup, it doesn't have a track record. We understand. So that is why that 12 weeks that we have in our program is an attempt at building that track record, showing a rising trajectory of sales, showing that, okay, it might just be 12 weeks, but where is the trajectory? Where are the sales going to? Are they going up? Are they going down? So that's important as well. And having skin in the game. I think before I came into this meeting, you could not hear me, but I had Usis Nomsa was making this presentation talking about your own contribution. You need to have skin in the game. You must have skin in the game. You don't expect other people to invest in your business when you are not investing anything in your business. Exactly. You don't expect that. Yeah, you don't at all, because the challenge here is taking risks. People are taking risks by giving you money. They don't know you. They are taking risks. But the biggest challenge is that if they give you 100% of the money, business is not easy. It's never been easy. If business gets tough, what is going to happen? How about if you then decide to disappear? You'll disappear. You've not paid those people their money. You'll disappear. Where will they find you? So it's critically important, but maybe a word of to console people, because people will think, oh, come on, guys, listen, now you're telling us an impossible thing. You are, motivating us, encouraging us to go into business, and then next thing you're telling us that we need money that we don't have. Listen, you don't need a lot of money to start any business. That I have learned. Any business. We've assisted people to start business as diverse as recycling, not recycling, just picking the papers, but at a level where you actually manufacturing products. We've assisted people that businesses in the car hire space. Where people say, listen, I want to start a car hire company because there's an opportunity here. But now I need money to buy the car. We tell them, listen, don't have to buy the car when you start. You don't have the money. Well, How are you going to buy a car? You don't have the money. What you're going to do, for the first year, you're going to go and talk to Avis, and you're going to look for customers. Avis is going to give you cars to rent out to your customer. You're going to build a client base over the first 12 months. Once you have that client base, then you can go to the funders and get the money because you've got the customers in your hand. We have assisted clients in spaces like plant hire. Plant hire is very expensive. Buying a TLP construction vehicle, buying a Bowser, those things are expensive. We've assisted people to start businesses in that space without a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money. You just need to be innovative and creative. And
Exactly.
we have those, a lot of ideas that we can give people that are starting businesses. And they're saying they don't have money. Listen, you don't have to have money. Too much money. Yes, you need a bit of money, of course, but you don't need a lot of money. You don't need to go to break the bank. You can use what you have to start your business. Yes,
you can use what you have and make sure you know how to manage it well, because if you're gonna mismanage it, then you finish it. Because most businesses, they'll make money, and when they make money, they forget to go to there's a time where they won't be able to make money. They don't save. They just get excited and they just spend everything. And when the time comes where there is no finances and they've got nothing, and what end up happening is that they end up closing the businesses.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway,
Right.
Themba, thank you so much. You know what? I've learned a lot. I always learn a lot from you, and I hope everyone else also learned a lot today. Do you have anything that you want to add before I give out your contact details? Or rather,
I really don't have.
Or rather, your closing remarks.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thank you so much. The more of you that we have, seeking for knowledge, the better, because some of this knowledge did not necessarily come from a university or from a college. Like I think I told you, just briefly about my story, because some of these things you don't learn them at school. You understand? Some of these things you get exposed to them in the world, in the working world. So what I'm saying to you is that this knowledge didn't come easy. It takes a lot of time. Yes, use it, access it, and whenever you feel like accessing it. We don't put barriers, we don't put barriers for entrepreneurs to get knowledge. If you need knowledge from us, we'll give you knowledge. If you can use that knowledge by yourself, if you understand it, that is fine. We'll give you the knowledge, then you can carry on and do whatever you need to do. But if maybe you want assistance to be held by the hand, we also do that. And critically important, I think, the point that I was thinking about earlier today, to say that the times are changing. Now we are in a pandemic, and the pandemic has changed a lot of things. And what is trending mostly in the small business space is the digital world. Businesses have migrated online. So now it's high time you also, blend your business around, the online space. To plan your business around that, plan get customers online, everything online. And another critical thing, guys, please don't build your businesses on the basis of tenders or of government work. Build your business on the basis of individuals, private sector demand. Build your business on that, because building a business on the basis of a government, in most cases, the business is not strong. It can crumble down anytime. The building blocks, the pillars that are supposed to support a business a viable and sustainable business are not there in a business that's built for government, because a business that's built for government, in most cases, government is not stringent to give you a job because maybe you know somebody, someone. So those are my words. Thank you so much, Nomsa, for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I also encourage you to carry on doing the great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I did ask Mr. Mkandla if I can give out his number, but the number will be answered by his assistant. So you can contact him if you've got more questions, if you want him to help you. He is willing to do that. You know, he's all about helping entrepreneurs. He lives that, he breathes that, he sits that, he's just all that. Like I'm saying, I'm a living testimony of his work. You know, if he is part of the growth, you know, he's part of the people that were there when I was starting out. If it wasn't for him, I can tell you now, I wouldn't know the things that I know. I wouldn't be where I am in terms of business. So that is why I brought him here, because I feel Logoti, he has done a lot for me in the beginning. He did a lot for me in the beginning that I was able now to stand on my own, even when he was not there with me. Like he said, Ndoba, Bona, they want people to be independent. They would help you, but they want you to be independent, so you're able to do things even in their absence. That's what he has done for me. That is why I'm so independent right now. But obviously, I still go back to him and say, "Hey Themba, I need this. Hey Themba, help me with this. Hey Themba, draft me a business plan. I'm looking for a fund. Let's do this. Let's do that." You know, so he's one person that is always willing to help. So guys, please use his services. Use his services. Contact him. You know, contact him, and I promise you, your business will grow. Your business will go far. You will own more than one business. Forget about this only 9 to 5. If you want to live a comfortable life, you need multiple streams of income. We've seen what COVID has done. A lot of people lost their jobs 9 to 5. A lot of businesses collapsed. So you need multiple streams of income. So he's here to help you, to make sure that you are funded, to make sure that you've got those multiple streams of income. He'll guide you, he'll hold your hand, you know, and make sure, Guti, everything goes smoothly. So Mr. Mkandla, thank you so much. Okay, guys, if you want to get hold of Mr. Mkandla, his number is 066 009 8027. 066 009 8027, and he'll assist you. And thank you so much, guys, and I hope this live was very impactful in your lives, in your businesses. And thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a blessed long weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Thank you. Bye.